Hello and welcome to the Sweet Connection. I'm your host, Catters. With me today, as always, is my co-host, Kyle McCarthy. Kyle, how you doing?
Yeah, man, good. You?
Oh, very good. You're wearing a very interesting T-shirt there, Kyle, aren't you?
Oh, thank you.
Some would say pornographic, because it literally shows a woman's breasts.
Yes.
Where did you get that T-shirt? And more importantly, why are you wearing it here?
The interweb, and I like the T-shirt. I like the album. It's an album cover, boy.
Okay. That is not a good excuse, though. I can't just say, I'm just in it for the album cover. Well, when it just shows a woman's breasts.
Okay, so this is a long story behind this.
Well, let's strap in, shall we?
Yeah, so...
We've got 50 minutes, Kyle.
When I was at Latitude a couple of weeks back, we saw a band called The Vaccines, and the geezer...
I have heard of them.
The lead singer was wearing this here T-shirt, and I was like, bloody hell, that's a nice T-shirt. I like that album. I was like, I'm going to get one.
Were you saying it's a nice T-shirt, or were you thinking there's some nice breasts?
Well, I was already aware, obviously, of it, because I've actually got this album on vinyl. What? And,
hipster.
Yeah. So I was like...
We should do a show, have it be recorded on vinyl. We're going to do that at some point. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure how you record on vinyl.
Well,
but we're going to do it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
You're like an old-fashioned gramophone to record it.
But yeah, because that would be a pretty cool idea, because I'd have fun designing the sleeve, because that's the best part. So,
and covering my face with like the barcode or something, or like in Monsters Inc. where he gets on the magazine and the barcode's over his face.
Yeah.
That's what you do. I know you would. Carry on.
Anyway, saw The Vaccines. He was wearing a T-shirt. I thought I was going to get one. So I went back home onto the interweb, found it, bought it, and then when it turned up and I was like, put it on, looked in the mirror, see how it fit and stuff, I was thinking, why the hell am I actually going to wear this?
That's what I was thinking, because you can't exactly go see your grandparents wearing that shirt, can you?
So I thought, as I've literally been wearing it all day.
Has any of your family said that?
Yeah, because my mum, obviously my mum's seen it, because I've been in it all day. Has
she said anything?
No, because she knows.
Or is it just too awkward?
She knows she knows the band anyway. So,
okay.
Yeah. For those listening who are a bit confused, the band is Roxy Music and the album is Country Life. Google it.
Yeah, please Google it so that you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, Carl, I've got some very important news. We have just reached today 50 downloads.
50?
50, all right? 50,000 downloads, Carl, all right?
Well,
So...
that's a milestone, but...
Yeah.
Hitting the 3 digits, that's the next one, right?
Yeah, but that shouldn't be too long, though, because, this show has been going 3 weeks, and we've already hit 50, so maybe in another 3 weeks' time we'll hit 100.
Mate, in 3 weeks' time, I want to be hitting 1,000.
Up our ad campaign, yeah. And I have been looking at where these listeners are coming from. Most are from the UK.
Obviously.
All right.
Because 3 of them are, 3 of them in this household.
Yeah. 350, so literally under the roof. Yeah, most are there. We've got some from Chile.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out. Wonder who that could be.
Adam. And we've got one from the Netherlands, all right, who I assume he was very high when he was listening to this. And 2 are from Hawaii. That one really gets me, because it is a guy who'll be sitting in a hammock on a perfect white beach, having a drink from a coconut, watching the sunset on their beautiful country, listening to me and you talk about a Range Rover stuck on our beach.
Yeah.
That confuses me.
Well, if he's wearing a wavy garm, then...
We're in a Hawaiian shirt.
In Hawaii.
I do love a nice Hawaiian shirt. In fact, I do own a very, very colourful Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, you do.
It's possibly my favourite shirt. Yeah. Very rarely worn, though. Very rarely worn.
Well, it's it comes out at special occasions. I actually have 3. So.
You really do have 3?
Yeah, 3, yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. And Carl, we also have an email address.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
You did tell me about
it's called... It's called... It's, it is the Sweet Connection @outlook.com. So, if you want to get in contact with the show, all right, or send in a question, and no matter how embarrassing or personal, me and Kyle will treat it with dignity, and we will do our best to get back to you. So, it is the Sweet Connection @outlook.com. Send in an email.
What was it again, Kaz?
The Sweet Connection outlook.com. All right? Write it down.
It's
Who's going to be the
context.
first person to email? It could be you. It could be you listening to this now.
I thought you were talking to me then.
No.
It could be me.
No, I was talking to the listeners. Why would you email your own show?
Well, test.
Test.
Make sure it actually works.
I'm pretty sure the email address works, Carl.
Have you tested it?
Well, what? Okay, no. I haven't tested it, to be fair. You have got me there. So, yeah. Guys, email in, alright? Anything you want to ask, anything that you'd like me and Carl to talk about, email in. Carl, my first topic today is a thing very close to your heart. I want you to explain to the listeners about Jonjo Shelvey.
I was like,
first of all,
don't know where this is going.
who is Jonjo Shelvey, and why is he the greatest footballer of all time?
Jonjo Shelvey is a English football player who plays for my favourite team, Newcastle United.
Yep, the Geordies.
And
Up the tune.
some would say, well, he's a midfield maestro. No,
He's a magician.
he's a magician.
Because he looks like Voldemort, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he's a wizard, mate. You know what I mean?
He's a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry.
But no, I love him. What a guy! What a guy!
Why do you love him, though? What can he do that others can't?
He can spray.
And by spray, in this context, you mean he can pass the ball real good?
Yeah, he can pass it real good.
Okay,
He kicks
yeah.
it really nicely.
He does kick.
he just kicks that ball real nice. And he also has. I really like his I don't give a fuck attitude. So like
He's a bit of a nutter, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll crunch someone and be like,
He will break someone's leg, and it wouldn't even factor in his day, would he?
No.
He's a bit of a hard nut.
yeah.
So, should he really have been in the England squad for this year's World Cup?
S-
In all seriousness, okay?
Almost certainly, yes.
Are you just saying that though?
No, I'm being deadly serious.
Really?
In fact, I would have started.
Who
Who
would you-
Henderson.
Henderson's alright though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he can't pass it, can he? Can he pass it forward, Kaz?
He does severely lack forward passing abilities, okay? But he is great at passing it backwards though.
Oh yeah.
Usually to their striker, who will just go in and tap it in. Okay.
Bloody Henderson.
Okay, but would Jonjo fit in our England squad though?
Well, probably not. His face doesn't fit anyway. You know what I mean? You got
His face doesn't fit anywhere though, does
no,
he?
You've got the Fortnite squad, and then you've got.
I don't know what that means. What is the Fortnite squad? Because you keep saying this to me, and I'm still none the
So
wiser.
you've got your Fortnite squad, you know, the likes of your Dele Allis and your Jesse Lingards, who are like essentially just kids, aren't they? I know they're like similar ages to us, but
Yeah,
which is really depressing.
that is
But,
depressing. How they're sat in a mansion
playing
with
Fortnite.
playing Fortnite on a 50-inch TV with their model girlfriend, and me and you are stuck in this lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. This studio. Okay. this big rented space that I
In a location which will not be named.
It's Felix.
So yeah, no, I don't think he'd fit within their squad. He's just a bit of a nutter.
Yeah, but isn't that a good thing to have a nutter on your team though?
Oh yeah,
It's better to have one on your team than to play against a nutter.
yeah, probably.
Who is the biggest nutter in football history, do you reckon? Do you reckon it's like Vinnie Jones or Roy Keane?
Oh, because there's different sorts of nutters. Because Gaza, for instance, he was a massive nutter, and he wasn't the sort of nutter. Who
He's
would,
more
like,
mentally ill, isn't he?
Yeah.
Vinnie Jones is not mentally ill, but he's he was a bit of a nutcase back
Yeah.
then. Gaza has some serious mental health problems. And then you got Roy Keane, alright? Roy Keane's a very small man, but he was a very aggressive man. Some would say he's got small man syndrome, which is a condition that I definitely do not have. Would you agree?
No.
Okay. So, who's the worst, do you reckon?
Again, because, like we were saying, a nutter could be someone who's actually going to go out and physically injure another player.
Who was the one who broke that guy's legs because he hurt him earlier on in his career?
Roy Keane.
Well, that Roy Keane,
Yeah.
where he literally singled out someone before the match and was just like, I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
Great. Well, Carl, you showed me a very interesting video yesterday, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
It was a woman eating food into a microphone. I'm going to put a clip of that in here. She was eating a pickle, wasn't she?
Mhm.
Now, you seemed very familiar with this.
Yeah.
Because this was news to me. And that video of her eating pickles into a microphone had 15 million views, Carl.
Mhm.
That compares to our 50. How does that make you feel that we are however many million times less popular than a woman eating pickles into a microphone?
Well, it's great viewing, so
It's not great viewings,
great
right?
listening. Because at the end of the day, it's a whatever an ASMR video is, which is, I assume, about hearing stuff that give you noises that give you tingles.
Okay, what other things has she eaten on camera?
I don't think she doesn't eat stuff all the time. She she also like clicks her fingernails against stuff and makes noises, and it's all kind of weird. But she's
Why do people watch that though?
Well, apparently the noises are meant to give you help you sleep and stuff.
Her eating pickles does not help you sleep.
It's,
Right? That keeps me awake at night, if anything.
I think other people do other things. Have you seen the video of the little girl who takes a sip of wine?
No.
Oh, well, it's fucking terrifying.
What happens?
Well, it's just this girl who has like a can of wine. Classy.
A can of wine? I've never seen a can of wine.
Yeah, no, either have I.
I've seen, it in boxes before.
Yeah,
as you know, because
classy,
we used to have wine in boxes in the past couple of weeks, haven't we?
Yeah,
like the classy guys we are.
Yeah,
but in can, is that worse than in a box? I think it is worse than in a box.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, cheap,
definitely.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. So, and she kind of she's a scary looking little girl anyway, and then she just makes this weird noises and facial expressions when she's
okay.
Because she looks like she's possessed or something. Bloody bizarre.
That is a bit bizarre, isn't it? But speaking of food, Carl, you are on a bit of a new diet kick, aren't you?
Yes.
So what are you doing now that you weren't doing before?
Well, I'm now a pescatarian.
What is a pescatarian, Carl?
I don't eat meat. I eat fish.
But surely fish is meat, though, isn't it? Surely it's like white meat, though, isn't it? Because it literally is
but
white meat.
it's different, isn't it? Fish.
Why are you happy to eat a fish, but not happy to eat a cow? Fish are friends, Carl.
Yeah, but nah, but yeah. No, I don't know. I just don't really have as much guilt as when I'm munching into my sea bass as I do a lamb.
As you are slaughtering a lamb.
Yeah.
As you are slitting a lamb's throat.
Exactly.
I feel no pain when I slit a lamb's throat, Carl.
I just don't feel the guilt. And that's it.
Is this new diet working for you?
Well, it has been. The only thing that's been letting it down is
Alcohol. Yeah, which we've been pretty heavy on recently. In fact, yesterday we had possibly our heaviest night of the year, didn't we? Our annual pub crawl.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about our annual pub crawl?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Carl, basically, once a year, every year, for the past 4 years, we've got a big group of lads together, and we've gone on an epic quest throughout our town. Yep. Have we not? 12 pubs, 12 pints.
Although this year was probably about
10, wasn't it?
About 10, yeah.
Yeah, about 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we also did shots as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
I feel that adds like a whole new level to the thing. And then I did have a can before we started.
Ah, yeah, well, of course you did. So, it's just so if you...
Because you should always pre-drink before you go and drink 12 pints, Carl.
I know.
Right?
It's,
we're not amateurs here.
He doesn't actually. It's just when he inevitably makes a fool out of himself and passes out drunk or voms, he'll be like, yeah, but I had a can before I know, didn't I?
Which did not happen, so I'm perfectly fine here. Although for the first time we had a casualty, didn't we? We had a casualty of war. Our friend who shall remain nameless. Will. It's Will, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he hurt his ankle, and then he had to be escorted home, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
How did he hurt his ankle?
I actually don't know. I didn't witness it. All I remember is him just being like, "Oh, I gotta sit down, boys," and then I looked at his ankle, and it was like a bloody
bowling ball.
A bowling ball, yeah. It was a big old thing. I was trying to think of
Thought I'd just help you out with that metaphor. Cause I could see the look of panic in your eyes. It's like it's big like a pin cushion or something.
It's bloody big though, wasn't it?
I didn't see it.
I was gonna say an apricot, but I think you saved me.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually worse than saying pin cushion. Big like an apricot. Oh, Carl, mate. You're English.
I saw James and the Giant Peach the other day.
So why didn't you say peach?
Well, I was thinking of like,
Did you see like a knockoff version? It was called Brian and the Giant Apricot. like a silent version of the film. You're like Transmorphers, where they make Transmorphers films in the hope that like someone's confused Nan will accidentally buy them Transmorphers instead of the actual Transformers film. James and the Giant Peach. What a throwback.
I know. TBT. Yeah, it's a bloody weird film actually.
It's a weird film. Yeah, because it's half live action, half animated, isn't it? Or like a claymation or stop motion or something.
Yes.
I don't like stop motion films. I think they're quite creepy.
Yeah, I quite like them.
Well, there we go.
Like
so what other films?
Tim Burton stuff. All stop motion.
Is Tim Burton a bit of a hack though? Is he a bit out of touch now? Because obviously him when he first started out, he was making some absolute bangers. Yeah. Recently, he's been making some absolute crap. All right.
Oh, what did I see recently that he done?
He did a reboot of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, didn't he? With Johnny Depp, ago, which was that was bad.
That was a bit bizarre.
That was very bad.
Yeah, that was a bit bizarre. I'm trying to think what else I saw recently that he done. Oh, it was about bloody some dodgy kids who live in an orphanage and they're actually dead or something. It's all bizarre anyway.
They're actually dead. What is that film called? Because you just spoiled it, obviously. Spoiler alert for a film that we don't even know the title of.
No, it was like... No, they weren't dead, I don't think. Oh, yeah, they were. They had to keep them going back in time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were.
It was fucking weird, anyway.
Obviously, that film was no good if you can't even remember what it's called.
Oh,
that's a sign it's a bad
film.
I
can't remember all of them.
Carl, have you seen some little films called the Spider-Man films?
I don't think because
people have been emailing Carl and they're saying that we don't talk about the Spider-Man films enough. Well. So if anything, we're going to talk about them more. All right.
Well, you know,
they're only human, aren't they?
I don't think we've ever talked about the Spider-Man films.
No, except literally in every episode.
And this episode's no different. So.
Strap in, boys. You can hear us say the same thing as in episode 1. Carl, last week we ended the show by asking which celebrity would you like to kill, and gosh darn it, we never actually answered the question.
Oh, really?
I know that's hard to believe, Carl, but we may have gone off topic.
Oh.
So I'll ask you again. I want a concise answer, no tangents. If you could kill a celebrity, who would you kill?
I don't know.
Well, there we go. I think I'd kill Ryan Gosling. I'd shoot
you, man.
I'd cut his throat whilst maintaining eye contact with you.
Now that is fucking slightly.
He isn't handsome. He isn't
very
handsome anymore, is he, Kyle?
Well, you know, that would actually be a bad way to go. Actually,
it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Being killed by cats live on the podcast. You just hear the sound of his body hitting the floor, picked up by the microphone.
You hear like muffled like cries of like, and then yeah. Cool, that's actually slightly terrifying, actually.
It is a bit terrifying. Yeah. It's going to be a scary episode, this one. So, who springs to mind? Someone who you don't like? Someone who you don't like for a very petty reason? Like
me and Ryan Gosling. Sometimes I don't like people's faces.
Such as? Don't say me.
I don't like...
I can see in your eyes you're about to say, oh, you Kaz.
Yeah, but you're not a celebrity, mate. So. I don't really like...
Yet, Kyle, really right? This show is our first step on the ladder to being celebrities, Carl, right?
Yeah.
Soon we'll be mixing with the big dogs, all right? With your Brad Pitts, right? And your Brangelinas, all right? Even though they're not actually a thing anymore.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I don't like.
Who?
Miles Teller.
I don't like Miles Teller either.
Yeah.
I've got a good Miles Teller story if you want one. Apparently on the set of Fantastic Four, which is a god awful film. That is one of the few films where I've actually stopped watching it. I never do that, but I actively stopped watching it half an hour in because it was so dull. Anyway, apparently on the filming of that, because the guy who made that film, Josh Trank, he's a bit of a bellend as well, and apparently they had like a scuffle. I put scuffle in inverted commas because basically like fucking Miles Teller like squared up to him, and he squared up to him, and then they both were like, "Oh mate, swing first. No, you swing first. No, you swing first." Before then being separated by security, which is the lamest white boyiest fight. It's like, you know, just chests out, face to face, just not doing anything, thinking that they're hard. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a fantastic 4 out of 10, isn't it?
Fantastic 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I like that in there, didn't I?
Yeah, he's not a nice guy.
No, I just don't really like him.
His face.
I don't think I've seen like any film that he's actually no.
Whiplash
is a good.
I was thinking Whiplash as well. That's a good film.
Yeah, it's a good film. But that's J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, but also it's good because people keep on screaming abuse at him in the film, which is why I quite like it.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like I say, I don't think it's necessarily him that makes it like good.
Yeah, it's
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, yeah. Who was in Spider-Man,
yeah,
and now back to Spider-Man.
He's actually really good in Spider-Man.
He is. I think he might be the best comic book casting ever.
Yeah,
because he is spot on.
Yeah,
with everything.
Yeah,
he could be put back into he could come back into the MCU and just fit in like straight away.
Yeah,
could he not?
Yeah,
because he's that good.
Yeah,
Carl. You know what? You still haven't answered the question. Or was Miles Teller your answer?
Yeah, I would say Miles Teller.
Wow, that took several minutes to get you to answer that question, Carl. Which is a good metaphor for this show. taking a simple question and running with it for 3 minutes.
Well, you got it in you.
Content.
Yeah.
Carl, what do you think about reality TV?
Do
you watch any reality TV? More importantly,
no.
Even though, but you do that, don't you? Geordie Shore.
I don't watch it.
No, but you used to watch it, didn't you?
Well, okay, so I watched the first season because it was Geordie Shore, and obviously, all of my family being Geordies, I thought, watch that, might be quite good. And then realised it was trash. But it didn't take me the whole series to realise that. It took about
5 seconds.
5 seconds. I was like, oh, this is trash. But anyway. However, I do like watching it for pre-drinks. It's good fun.
That's the only time I've ever watched it, is whilst having drinks at someone's house.
Yeah.
And I still don't like it.
Yeah, I think it's quite funny. The thing is, they get paid millions of pounds probably to fucking do fuck all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
To just go out on the piss.
And then after that show, then they all go into like other TV roles. Like who's the girl who went on I'm a Celebrity and won it? Vicky?
Oh, Vicky Patterson.
Vicky Patterson, yeah. Has she got much talent?
No.
Is she more talented than us? Has she got a podcast?
I don't know, actually, she might do.
Let's search it, shall we?
Yeah. The Geordie Shore podcast.
Oh, there's definitely a Geordie... There must be a Geordie Shore podcast.
Yeah, there definitely will be.
I'd bet my soul on it.
Yeah. Well, they have like a chat show, don't they? Do they? I think they have a chat show. Like a Geordie Shore chat show where they like talk about the show, which is fucking shit.
A show about a show.
Yeah. It's fucking silly. To be fair, there's loads of those, isn't there?
There's
like X Factor ones, and who actually gives a fuck? The extra.
Watch the show. Watch the show first. I don't want to watch a show of people talking about the show. Okay.
Yeah.
Just talk about the show off air.
I know.
All right.
It's silly.
It is a bit silly, isn't it? Right, Carl. I've got a few comments in a little segment that I like to call "Her Catter's Comment Corner."
Oh yeah.
So, Carl, I'm going to find you some comments that I found this week on the internet that I thought were quite amusing. Okay, so this is a comment about an article about the poor water quality in Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Pretty
this
deep
guy...
shit.
Sorry?
Pretty deep stuff, then.
It is, yeah. And this guy, Mike, he says, What I don't understand is if they have to walk 10 miles a day to get clean water, wouldn't it make sense to build your mud hut closer to the water?
He's a bad human being.
He is a bad human being, isn't he?
That's it. That's my review for that.
That's the joke everyone makes.
Yeah.
That's the obvious joke. Never say the obvious joke.
No.
Never do it. Don't post it on Facebook either. All you're doing is putting a big red flag up to the world saying, I'm a cunt. That's all you're doing.
Have you stalked his Facebook profile?
I have not. I'm not sure that I've got the emotional support to dive into that man's life. I bet he had a very unhappy home life.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Okay, this is a very long one. This is about vaccines. Now, there's always some good comments about vaccines.
Are you talking about the band?
No, talking about the concept of
vaccinations.
vaccinations.
Oh, right, okay.
you were really like, oh yeah, God, vaccines. That's like this is a thread about vaccines, like some article about vaccines. It's a real long one, so strap in. So Joshua says, vaccines! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Good start there. Mm-hmm. All right. Don't vaccinate your children. Smallpox and polio didn't kill anyone. It was the radical right who poisoned select populations to install a one world government under Hillary Clinton. Do your research. And then he says, everyone will regret ignoring the facts when the NWO rears its lizard head. Wake up, sheeple. You have nothing to lose but your chains.
I'm speechless.
It's good how we shoehorned in Hillary Clinton there, because I would not think to mention her name in a rant about vaccinations, but he really has shoehorned that in there. Square peg, round hole. Going to hammer in Hillary Clinton into this rant on the internet about vaccinations of all things. Yeah, that and the word sheeple. If you hear the word sheeple, usually it's by someone who is a conspiracy theorist. Nutter.
Or someone who's a wolf, mate.
We're aware of someone who's a wolf, aren't we? And we're not going to mention his name. Don't you mention his name, because we'll edit it out. Alright? Don't do it. Don't do it, alright? We can only mention our friends who we like on this show. Alright, we're not mentioning people who we don't like. Alright?
Well, I do like him. He's just a bit of a wally these days.
Yeah, I might edit this bit out. I don't want to get sued. Even though we haven't mentioned his name, which is good. Yeah, and Kyle, that is the end of that segment.
Oh.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah, that was good, yeah.
But you had a very good idea last week, didn't you, Kyle, about how you want people to email in questions, which then we would answer like they do in the papers, Agony Aunt section.
Yeah.
So I found some amusing questions that have already been sent in to other aunts, and then we're going to answer them.
Oh, okay.
Is that all right? So, this is the first one. In fact, Carl, how about you read it out, okay?
What?
So,
what? No, I'm not reading shit out.
You're going to read this out, Carl?
No, I'm the talent here, Cat. Mate, you got to do the graft.
Oh, all right. Dear Deirdre, my mum's dog attacked our postman. I tried to help him, then one thing led to another, and now I think I'm pregnant.
Okay, right, say that again.
My mum's dog attacked our postman. I tried to help him out, then one thing led to another, and now I think I'm pregnant.
Ooh.
That's an awkward situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Has your dog ever attacked a postman?
No, because there's like glass separating them, but they would if they could.
Would they really attack him, though? Or just sniff him?
No, that little one of the tongue. She's pretty aggressive.
She's not aggressive. She's not aggressive. You're the one always abusing her. No wonder she's aggressive.
I've seen her go for a German Shepherd before.
By go, what do you mean? Like
go for it. Yeah. Go for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Nab at the ankles of it.
What did that German Shepherd have to say about that?
It was kind of scared actually. It kind of like its tail went straight down.
I think more confused, just like,
yeah.
Are you stupid?
Yes, you are.
Oh, apparently you are stupid. Okay, next one. Dear Deirdre, I've been breastfeeding my husband for nearly 2 years. I can't go on living this way. I'm 30 and he's 29. It began when my daughter was born. I decided to breastfeed my baby and my husband said jokingly, I'll have some too. I agreed but wish I'd said no. It's all going on a bit too much. He calls me mama sometimes, and it all feels so wrong. When I say it must stop, he just breaks down and cries. There are some people who do breastfeed their kids, like, when they're 12.
Yeah.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird how it doesn't stop on its own. Like, it's weird how if you keep on breastfeeding, then you'll keep on breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. It isn't, like, shot off after, like, 2 years, like, to the day.
Yeah. That's fucking weird.
That is weird. That's a strange relationship. I think he's got some mother issues.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he was either ignored by his mum, or possibly not ignored enough by his mum.
Yeah. I reckon probably the latter.
He should probably seek a psychiatrist.
Yeah, I reckon he probably got breastfed until he was about 12. So it's like in his so he has memory of it.
Would you ever do that as a man? Would you ever feed off someone's breast?
No.
Okay. You don't sound too sure, Carl. There was a definite pause where I saw the cogs of your brain working. It's like, actually, it actually sounds alright.
No. I was just like, the only thing I thought was if I'd kind of do it by accident.
What? No one breastfeeds by accident, Carl.
Well, no. Do you know, like, say if you're like, you know, say you're in a relationship with this chick, or if you just like have a one night stand with this chica who just happens to be pregnant but you're not aware of it or something. She's like, you know, got some breast milk in those titties, right? Yeah. And then you just like and then the milk comes out. You're like, shit. Done by accident then, haven't you?
I don't think that's ever happened, Carl.
Well, probably has.
Usually you only get milk after you've had a baby, though.
Yeah. Maybe it's after the baby then.
Mrs. had the baby.
Yeah, she's just had the baby. It doesn't matter. But
and she's already on like Tinder, like just after she's given birth.
Well,
so,
I'll tell you
thank God
what.
for that.
Me on Tinder.
Yeah. You're the Tinder maestro, aren't you?
I've actually matched with a girl who was 9 months pregnant.
Who was what?
Yeah, I've matched with a girl
8
who was
months pregnant.
9 months pregnant. So she was like
due.
Why?
Because like, what would happen if during the act she then went into labour? Because that is a thing that can trigger labour. So if you went with her, and
well,
then
no, but like
yeah, I know.
It was just like.
I'm just saying, what if though? Yeah,
she was on Tinder.
Yeah, it's weird if you were to be her birthing partner, and you're just like a one night stand, and you then had to go to the hospital with her, and she has to squeeze your hand. It's like, I was just here to get laid. What is that? What has happened to my life? That's the sort of thing that would happen to you, though, Carl. You're exactly the sort of person who the universe dumps on enough to say, yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah, probably. I just need to just shut myself off, I think.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Last night I was naked. That's always a good start to any story. And playing poker with my wife. A poker chip accidentally fell into her vagina. Is there any chance of pregnancy? Now, I've got a few things to say about this. First of all, nothing accidentally falls into a vagina. Nothing. Not in the history of man has something accidentally fallen into a vagina. You have to be pretty certain of what you're doing for that to work. So I think they've got drunk, and she said, "Oh, why don't you shove a chip up there?"
Oh my God. I don't actually think. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think that's true, Kaz.
Really? Fair enough. I mean, it's from the Daily Mail, and they are known to be pretty accurate with stuff, Carl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, 100% facts.
Like Polish people causing cancer. All right, that's fact. All right, if it's in a Daily Mail, it's a fact. Okay, this one I like. This one's perfectly fine, and then just goes south at the last minute. I like this one. It goes. I really like this girl at work, but I'm not quite sure how to broach the subject. She always seems interested when I talk to her, but I've heard she has a boyfriend. Should I send her a picture of my penis?
Yes. Now that is any icebreaker.
Have you ever sent a picture of your penis to a girl, Carl?
No.
Would you, though? If she asked for a picture of your penis, would you send that? Because that's the sort of thing where, well, obviously I wouldn't do that, but I would never do that because that will definitely be used against you at some point.
Well, to quote a man, a wise man I know, I wouldn't do that because I'm a classy geezer. You know what I mean?
I wonder who that could be. Only a very select few people will know what we're talking about here, and I like that. We have lost most of our listeners, Carl. I have no idea what you mean, and I like that. I like how there are different levels to this podcast. Well, only the people who we are close friends with will get that. Nice.
God.
Right, Carl. I've got a few would you rather questions.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a little segment that I like to call "Would You Rather."
Oh yeah.
Pause to the theme tune.
Would you rather?
Cool. Thank you for that, Carl. Would you rather have toes for fingers or fingers for toes? Surely fingers for toes, because then you can grip
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah, you'd be like a
like a chimpanzee.
yeah. I was about to say like a chimpanzee or something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'll
done.
go for, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
God, that was a real concise answer.
Well, I had to think about it.
Did you? But having toes for fingers, that would be more weird, wouldn't it? Although I'm sure buying shoes would be weird, because your feet would be insanely long, because it would be the same foot size, but just with toes that are like 3 inches long as
Yeah.
fingers. So you'd have to buy like specialist shoes.
It'd be like sideshow Bob.
It was yeah, like size 18 feet. Would you rather travel forward in time 100 years or back in time 100 years?
Ooh.
Because I see this in a way of which is going to get me rich. Because if you went back in time 100 years, you could then bet on events that you know about. All right, so you'd bet on like who's going to win the First World War or whatever. All right,
Do they have bookies for that?
they should do.
Yeah.
I bet there was someone who made a bet about who was going to win the World War. But I'd bet on that. But then I'd be concerned that me placing money on that bet creates an effect where then you wouldn't win the war.
Yeah.
Like the butterfly
Yeah,
effect.
butterfly
Like
effect,
me
yeah.
putting that like £1,000 on the on that betting like sets up a series of events,
Yeah.
and then we lose, which is A, annoying because we've lost, and B, I have not won any money. So we're quite annoyed by that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Or go forward 100 years, because then you could then look back in their history books at what's happened since then, and then after you then return to your current time, you then bet on those events, can't you? Know what I mean?
So you'd go. Okay, so what you're saying is that if you go forward in time, you can come back.
Yeah.
So if you go back in time, you can come back again.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go forward in time.
Forward in time, yeah.
Mm.
But what if you went forward in time and it was just a nuclear wasteland?
I mean, you go back in time.
Yeah, but you know, it's a waste of that opportunity, though, isn't it? At least you're guaranteed to be somewhere if you go back 100 years. Right, go forward 100 years.
It's a risk you got to take.
Is it? Oh, okay, fair enough. So you go forward in time, you'd be like, oh, it's just a nuclear sludge everywhere. I can't make any money off this.
Well, unless it was
Unless you
like-
then bet on the world ending at some point.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you don't know when. I assume
When
that
was
you'd have
going.
no record of when this thing actually happened.
You wouldn't know, yeah.
Yeah.
You just like turn up and it would just be like fire and brimstone. You'd be like, well, that was a waste of this trip.
Yeah. Well, would there be any life?
Would have been in life.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon after nuclear, I don't know. There'd be some form of like small life, maybe like some fruit flies knocking about.
Nice.
Probably no human life though.
Yeah.
If we went like proper fire every nuke at once,
Oh yeah, but
there'd probably be no humans left.
yeah.
I mean, like, even if you aren't killed in the initial blast, that would then cause like a nuclear winter.
yeah.
That would kill you
The only
all.
thing I'm thinking of is I keep thinking of the Fallout games.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen, Carl.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Yeah. You know, good idea, though, isn't it?
It's a good idea.
I'll build an underground vaults or some shit in it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've got one more would you rather question. Would you rather have sex with a hideously ugly person or a beautiful fresh corpse?
Ooh.
That's a really good question, actually.
It is.
That's an absolute
but,
steal.
a hideously ugly person.
Yeah, but like, I mean, hideous. Like,
Yeah.
she got fangs and shit. Right?
That'd be kind of hot. She's a vampire.
Yeah, but she's not though. Right?
Mm.
She's morbidly obese. Right? She was in a house fire, so her face was all messed up. She's got eczema.
Paper bag.
I think I'm not sure that would work. You are not realising quite how hideous she is, Carl. Okay, all right. She is a 0 out of 10, if
Yeah.
such a thing exists.
No, because at the end of the day, you're fucking a dead body, aren't you? And that is fucking wrong.
Yeah, but but like fresh though, like maybe like dead like 10 minutes.
That's even worse.
Is it worse?
Yeah. Well, no, probably not. But still, it's still bad. I think if you're dead, you're dead.
I like how you put up a fight for like 1 second. You're like, well, actually,
Yeah.
this might not seem to such a bad idea.
No, that's grim. No.
Yeah, but like a really ugly girl, like really, really ugly.
Yeah, there's something I'd have to. Because the thing is, yeah, TTS and all that. You know what I mean?
What? What does that mean?
It means that you don't last very long.
TTS.
You know. Thrust squirt has.
Oh, frost. Oh, okay, yeah. I was trying to get. I was like, pump, squirt.
No.
What are you saying? TTS.
Nah.
Frost, squirt.
So just get in there, do the business, get out quickly.
Yeah, but I'd assume it'd be quite difficult to do that if it's with a hideously ugly girl.
I think you're underestimating me, Kaz, mate.
You're just grateful for any sort of female attention, even from this absolute behemoth, this absolute beast.
It's like, please love me.
Please love me. I just want to be loved. I've got so much love to give, even to this ogre.
Mate, have you never seen Shrek, mate?
I've seen Shrek.
Ogres are people too.
Are they though? They're ogres, aren't they? The first Shrek and the second Shrek are pretty good. That went drastically downhill. That was like them milking a dead ogre, isn't it? That should not have gone off.
Wasn't there a fourth one?
I think there's a fifth one in the works. I think.
Yeah.
There's been, because there was the 4 films, because it was Shrek 2, Shrek the third, Shrek the Halls.
Yeah, that was just a Christmas special.
That's a Christmas special. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, fine, but that counts.
Mm.
Then you've got like the 4 Shrek film. There was
Yeah.
there was a musical.
There's a musical.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that was just like a little special, wasn't it? Like,
No. I'm sure they had like a Broadway show of Shrek as well.
oh yeah, they do. Yeah. I thought you meant the musical, as in like there was like another like special thing. But I
Oh
think there was-
no.
Yeah.
No, like an actual musical.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had that. That's weird. And they
I'd go
keep
watch
making-
it actually.
Would you?
Yeah.
I am not a massive fan of musicals.
To be honest, I was saying this at work the other day.
Which is, yeah.
I don't think I would actually quite like to go see some live acting because I haven't done it since school.
Live acting.
Or just theatre or musical, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you like to see?
I don't know.
How about An Inspector Calls?
Seen it, mate.
I like that.
Yeah, it's
I'd
pretty
see
good.
that. Yeah.
In year 11 or whatever it was, when we done it for the bands, I got to play the son. What's his fucking name? I don't know. But either way, he was a bit of a baller, wasn't he?
Was he a baller? Didn't he hire the girl who got killed as a prostitute?
Yes.
That's not a baller, Carl.
He got her pregnant, didn't he? So
It's not a baller if you're paying for it, okay? If he pulled her, fine.
Yeah,
But he
you're
literally
right,
paid
actually,
for
yeah.
it, so
Actually, yeah,
that's
no.
a very desperate man. Hence why you're perfect to play him. Method
That-
acting.
That's what the
I've
that's
been
what my teacher saw of me. He was like,
I've been method acting as this for 20 years.
"You're perfect for the role."
Yeah, you've got fucking no self-respect, right? you're a sleazy, greasy little boy.
You're sleazy.
You're in.
You're a sleazy geezer.
You're sleazy geese.
Yeah. That's actually my favourite collection of words there. Sleazy geezer. just saying that. Just because I really like the word sleazy.
Yeah, it isn't really used very often now these
No.
days, is it?
There's a song that I used to like by a band that I like called Soft Cell, and they have a song called CD Silly, and no, it's called CD Films. Sorry, it's about
Right.
pornos. But
this is not a highbrow episode.
and they use like they use like sleazy, seedy, and like all these like really like sort of greasy like words in it. I like it. It's good.
Yeah, the word geezer I quite like.
Yeah.
That's a good word, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'd probably overuse it now.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how comes he can scuttle off? He called all this on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
He has no regrets.
Where is he? He's in Europe, in Nice, with his trotters up. Yeah? Where is the geezer?
Because you're a bit of a geezer, aren't you?
Yeah.
Who is the biggest geezer, do you reckon?
But we know.
Well, no, like I mean, like in the world.
Dyer.
Danny Dyer. That was a really quick answer.
Oh, it's because it's fucking
Yeah.
obvious. It's just like
I think Danny Dyer is actually really funny.
yeah, he's actually funny.
He is actually hilarious.
Did you see recently when he was on Good Evening Britain?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
And he ended up
he was talking
calling
about David
him,
Cameron.
Yeah, and he ended
Yeah.
up calling him a twat or something.
Yeah, it was
and
just
it
like-
was spot on.
That was so funny.
like-
He's just like, yeah, so David Cameron, you know, he doesn't take any responsibility for his actions. We have this like referendum, then he fucking just fucks off. It's like he's in Nice now. Where is the geezer?
Just say, I'm going to put a clip of that in.
Yeah, but how comes he can scuttle off? He called all this on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
He has no regrets.
Where is he? He's in Europe, in Nice, with his trotters up. Yeah? Where is the geezer?
And then the camera pans away from him,
And he's just like, "Twat."
you just see him like in the background, like lean back, fold his arms, and just go twat. That's the guy we need in politics. We need more men like him in politics, just to cut through the amount of shite.
Yeah.
Just a straight talking guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is actually very, very funny.
Yeah, he is funny.
He's a pretty good actor as well, isn't he?
No.
He's alright.
No, he's not.
What do you mean? No, he's not. He's alright.
He's not great.
He's in that show that we like. What's it called?
EastEnders.
No, not EastEnders. No, what's the one we watch around yours where he goes into
Oh,
see all the hard-
Danny Dyer's Dangerous Men. That one.
That's the one. Yeah. Let's talk about that. All right.
Oh, that's
What is a standard episode, Carl? Talk me through the format of Danny Dyer's Deadliest Men.
okay. So he introduces himself. I'm Danny Dyer, and then he talks about, you know, this geezer he's going to go meet and how he's a fucking killer, and you know he's a gangster and he's a dodgy geezer. Anyway,
Geezer, yeah.
And then he turns up
Yeah.
and he's just like, "Oh, nice to meet you, mate. I'm bloody No, before he meets him, he starts bigging up about
He always does
how
that.
shit himself he is.
He always does like a little piece of camera. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, boys, I'm sweating here, boys. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling too good.
He's like, oh, I'm absolutely shitting it right
This
now.
guy's well hard, man. This guy's well hard, right?
And so he meets him. He's like, "Oh, you right, mate? Yeah, you." And then it's just like,
That awkward pause where he's
Yeah.
waiting for something to happen.
and then yeah, and then they start telling him some like dodgy shit, and he's just like, "Oh, mate, I could tell it was intense. I had to get out of there." I think the thing that summed it up the most was when he was visiting some dodgy geezer in Manchester.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And Shane Warne,
That dodgiest of.
then Shane Warne, the X Factor winner from 2000 fucking whatever, turns up, and then like he goes, then it all starts kicking off. I was like, and he goes like, I had to get out of there because it all started.
He walks in the
kicking off.
pub, doesn't he?
Yeah, he walks in the pub.
What supposedly
Take
happened?
some photos of him. He then says it's all kicking off, and then he leaves. Probably because he's pissed off that he's getting all the attention.
That's a very Danny Dyer thing to do. Yeah.
So
Yeah, because that's like early Danny Dyer
Yeah.
when he was a bit of a prick. I think now he sort of knows his like character a bit more,
yeah,
and that he can play up to that character. Like he's very funny if he goes on like shows, like that thing we were just talking about.
yeah.
He is a very funny guest.
Another thing that Danny Dyer that makes me laugh is was watching this thing saying, "Do you know who you are?" or some shit. And,
Yeah.
and he's turns
Is
out
that the show's title?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? Or some shit.
and,
They just changed the name just to have Danny Dyer on it.
And it was Danny Dyer was the celebrity. In
Oh
question.
yes, I know exactly what you're gonna
And
say. Yeah.
he's anyway. It turns out that he's related to fucking Edward III or some
Yeah,
shit.
his
And,
like great uncle once sold him a dog or something.
yeah, no, he's anyway. So like he's related to King Edward III or
Yeah,
someone like that. Anyway,
some king.
some king, yeah. And then he's like scrolling up this like big old scroll to show like his family tree.
Yeah.
And then like it's revealed that it's you know the King of England at some point, and then he's just like, it can't be.
It all kicked off. And then Shane Ward walked in, and then it all kicked off.
It's like, oh, it's made me laugh.
It can't be.
It can't be.
But surely everyone is probably somehow related to someone, to some king.
Yeah.
If if you went back further enough, everyone is related
Yeah.
to some king. That's just how it works. All right. So
I thought
I'm not.
I thought it was so funny. He's like, oh yeah, some some boy from Clapham. He's royalty, isn't he? And I was like, no, Danny Dyer.
You're not royalty. You're the furthest thing from royalty. You're a peasant, right?
I thought it was so funny. He's like,
You're basically a chimney
can I
sweep.
he's like, oh, can I just have a minute? And then like, he just
It's that like fake drama that like all of his shows have.
yeah,
Which
It's
I
like,
which I quite like.
what do you need a minute for? Just like, oh, you could,
It's life changing.
yeah.
This has changed my life.
It's like, oh, I can't be. I was like, oh my god, like, fucking get over yourself, mate. Jeez.
Well, Carl, on that note, I think that is a good time to end the show.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, thank you for listening. All right,
Yeah. Cheers.
and well, I'm not thanking you for listening.
Yeah. Cheers.
You have to listen because you're recording. Oh, shut up, Carl.
No,
all right, be silent. All right, for the rest of this outro, I want you to shut up. All right, okay. Thank you for listening. You at home, the listener. All right. Kyle is using his microphone as a gun and he's going bang, bang, bang at me like a child. Anyway, if you want to email the show, the email address is Kyle. Is what?
I forgot.
thesweetconnection@outlook.com.
It's also in the bio, is it not?
Yes, correct. It's in this episode's very description.
Yeah.
All right, press the link, and you'll get to email us. Right. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.